the grant here that we're looking at today. Here's a beautiful sunrise over here. Got all of our creations here. We have over an acre of aquacultural farms. This is our neighbors' farms right here. We collaborate with them. This is what we grow out here. Our oyster is called the Bees River oyster. This is the example of what we grow right here, and this is the scale that we grow on. The size that we always are looking for is around 3 inches, which is a good size, and what we look for is depth. It can be 3 inches, but we want the meat. Oysters are priced by count, and they are preferably, when your vendor is looking at you, they would like a little bit of weight, because more weight, more content, more oyster, a tastier oyster here. Another example, what these oysters are growing in, they are called grow out trays. It is something that we engineered and thought about for a while. Some are made out of rebar and wire mesh. These purple bags are full of oysters right now that are ready to go to market. Yep, and you can see that we have a lot of trays out here, and that means a lot of oysters. Now, out here you gotta be careful walking around because we got rebarb and everything coming around. So, it's generally a good idea to wear boots like these, and this time of year, October, we gotta wear these special gloves because the water's cold, and waders, and the special jacket. That's a different story. What you wear and you come out here in December, it's a completely different game. Let's walk right over here. Here we have oyster bags. This is another method of growing oysters here. These bags have, as many people recognize them as the noodles, we call them flotation. We use this flotation to keep the bags up when it is high tide and keep them level. As you'll notice, the oysters in these bags are very small. These are seed. These are our grow out bags. We want them to grow to at least 1 inch to 2 inches before we put them out in the trays, which are open. Reason being that is at the smaller stage, even though they are oysters, the shells are susceptible to predators and predation. Some of the predators we run into out here are crabs, moon snails, sea worms, and those can just totally devastate your crop here. As you can see, we're trying to move away from the bags as we have more oyster trays. And here we have the guys that are almost ready to go in the trays. Right now we're in the process of winterization, getting everything all set and ready. As you can see on the ground here, it looks like we had a bag tear open, which happens a lot. Yeah, and hopefully I'll have to pick all these guys up so they'll survive. And as you can see, as we're looking around here, you see a lot of flat, dry areas, but you see most of our oysters are growing in water. That's just an experiment we have going on right now, because oysters are a natural filter, and they always need water running through them. And if they're up on dry land, they're not feeding, and therefore it takes longer to grow an oyster. This is a puddle that we were growing in, but we took all of our stuff out. We have some of our racks here, our higher elevation. As you can see, we have our 3 inches here. This is a good one right here, nice and thick. This will go to market soon. Now, the location that we are in doing all of this is, we are in East Ham. Our oyster is called the Bees River oyster because down over there, just off my fingertip, as hopefully you can see in the film, is the Bees River. Each oyster has a different taste. There's a Wellfleet oyster that everyone is familiar with, most notorious. And then you have them in Dennis and in Orleans. Depending on the location, it can vary in the taste. The Bees River oyster is known for being a sweeter oyster. More sweeter than the Wellfleet oyster. Now, people from Wellfleet, and the Wellfleet oystermen would argue this, but that argument's been going on for a while now. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to take a walk over to the steamers.